All right, we made it. Let's hope for better internet connection this time. Okay, I'll just give it a minute. Hopefully some people will show up, pile in, and we can get the stream started. All right, so welcome guys. This is the Ask Me Anything number 21 in terms of my live streams. Today I was a little bit late. I was out looking at some housing, and traffic's pretty bad. It was snowing over here, so sorry for the poor punctuality. But anyways, for anyone that's watching the replay of this stream, welcome to the self-improvement journey, or whatever this whole thing is. This live stream, I've been thinking about kicking it up a little bit and not just do it twice a month. Maybe I'm thinking about maybe doing it a little bit more often, but we'll see. If you missed the live broadcast of this, I try to go live every second Saturday around 12 Eastern Standard Time, but didn't really work out too much today. Hey, Batiste, what's up? Sorry I'm late, guys. But no excuses. Oh, David, what's going on? So, here's the thing. I was scheduled to have this stream at 12 o'clock, which is almost 2 hours ago. And I had a super busy day today. And I was just running behind because the snow is so crazy outside right now. And I was thinking, like, you know what? I could just blow off the stream. You know, I don't have to do it today. Right? I could just maybe do it tomorrow or push it back till next week. But I thought to myself, like, you know, no excuses. You know, even if you're 2 hours late, the important thing is to show up, right? And so this is what I'm gonna do. And I had all these weird ideas in my mind that, oh, you know, it's past 12, so you kind of miss the time where you normally go live. No one's gonna show up. No one's gonna want to listen or talk about anything. But that is going to be the theme of today, is no excuses. Hey, Batiste. What's up, brother? Won't be able to stay too long this time, but always a pleasure. Yeah, no worries, dude. I always appreciate it that you can always, you know, stop by and chat. I totally understand, you know, things to do, right? It's all good, dude. Oh, greetings from Spain. Oh, cool. What city in Spain are you in, David? If if you didn't know, I'm always obsessed with geography. Whenever someone is watching the stream, I always want to know, like, where they are in the world, just so I can kind of, like, I don't know, have a mental image in my mind of where they are. I just find it super interesting and cool. Maybe it's because I've lived in Canada too long. Oh, you're from Texas. Oh, cool. But living in Gene? All right, Google Earth, let's go. Oh, the E has an accent on it? How do you even say that? Spanish pronunciation is XA''EN? How do you say that? Let's see, where are you in the world? Ooh, I see. So, well, what would you consider that? South Central Spain. Oh, that's cool. How was your last 2 weeks? Oh man, dude, hectic, crazy hectic, Batiste. I don't know if you've seen in the news, but Canada is kind of like losing their shit right now. We're having all these truckers protests at our capital. Everything's like in disarray. They were talking about vaccine passports, and then I think they're backtracking on it. And then, like, it's causing inflation to skyrocket, so price of things is going out of control. And then on top of that, I've been looking for a new house to move into because I need to change cities. So that's been super stressful. And then on top of that, trying to keep up with my YouTube content, trying to keep up with posting regularly, this newsletter that I was starting, and even like my day job. Like it's been like a non-stop 2 weeks since we last had a chat. And it's been like, I would say 17-hour days where I've had almost no time for luxury. I've had no time for any TV shows or Netflix. So all that type of stuff has been completely thrown out the window. Hain? And Andaluca. Yo-ho, Red! What's up, Red? What's going on? Praying for y'all in Canada. Yeah. It's like it's a dicey situation, right? Regardless of how you feel like about vaccines or not, or policy or not, or government or not, like regardless of all that stuff, you know, whenever you have a huge group of people that are taking a stand, right? And you're blocking like a central port or bridge from Canada to the US, where, you know, we get a lot of goods from the US. You know, Canada relies on the United States for a lot of imports. And that has created a huge impact like on our society. And, you know, it's also like a health risk too, right? Because like we need to get supplies into the country. So everyone's been on edge. Like over here, everyone is like so stressed out. Everyone is, you know, like sick and tired of all this stuff, and everyone is mad at each other. And then like, I get it, right? Like for good reason. People are not going to agree on everything, right? Especially when it comes to mandates and stuff. But in terms of like what it's like here in the general population and even in the workforce, it's been really negative. Like everything is really negative over here in Canada right now. And even like all the news channels, everything is just, it's, I don't know, it's almost sad, you know, it's, I don't know how to describe it. It's disappointing, I guess you would say, but I don't know. I don't know what to think about all this stuff. It's just so crazy. Have to go eat dinner. Hey, David, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your dinner, your Spanish dinner, whatever you're eating. I don't really know much Spanish food, do I? Probably something super good. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Like it's tough. I'm not entirely sure what to think about the whole situation. Here in California, things are settling down in terms of the virus, but people are still on edge as well. Just gotta adapt, I guess. Yeah, it's tough, you know. It's because you meet people on both sides of the argument, and they feel so strongly about their position where they think they're 100% in the right, and the other side is 100% in the wrong. And there's just this friction between the sides, and then the government gets involved, and then it just creates even more separation between the people in our society. And it's tough because I hate all this. I hate anything negative. I hate all this negativity shit. I'm a person that doesn't like confrontation. You know, I like positive things. I like good vibes. You know, I like, you know, when things are going well and when people are happy, you know, that makes me happy. And to see countries and cities like at each other's throats, and then you get the police involved, and oh man, it kind of just, it's been wearing me down. You know, it's really been like beating me down. And I see it from a work perspective too, because with my day job, like I'm at the airport a lot. So I'm basically at Toronto's main airport every day in my day job, and I see all kinds of truckers. Even yesterday, at Friday, I saw this dude with this like massive Canadian flag, and he he jumped out of his truck and he was getting into an argument with some random guy. I don't even know what was going on. And I was just watching them, and they were just like in this heated altercation. And I'm just like, shit, man. Like, kind of makes me sad. You know, it makes me sad that like this is what our society has come to. And like I said, you know, you just kind of got to adapt, right? And figure out how as we go along. That's why I stay out of convos about societal issues unless the discourse is civil. People are weird. Yeah, it's hard. It's very difficult, especially with stuff like if it gets political or if it gets religious or any of these type of subjects. It's very touchy, and people get very sensitive because there's no room for debate almost, you know? It's like there's no room for nuance. And when you get into these conversations with some people, they have this mindset that they're right, you're wrong, and it doesn't matter what you say or what you tell them, they'll never change their opinion. They've like, what do you call it? They've sunken their heels in the sand or whatever that saying is, right? Where they refuse to move, and they become the unmovable object, you know, versus the unstoppable force. That whole argument, right? Where someone is just going to dig in, and it doesn't matter what you say or what type of points you bring up. You know, they're never open to open conversation. And it's unfortunate because that's what I love to do. You know, I love to talk, especially to people that have opposing views of myself, right? Because I'm always curious. I'm always like, why? Or how come you think this way? Or why do you believe so heavily in this one subject? You know, maybe you can enlighten me, or maybe I can learn something. And I just find the whole conversation interesting. And I always find it very difficult to find reasonable people to have these conversations about, right? And I remember there was this one lady at work. Is this music too loud? I got like some violin going crazy in my headphones. Let me know if the music is too loud or too soft. But anyways, there was like a lady at work, and she came up to me and, you know, wanted to start like a normal conversation, just talking about random stuff. And then she started talking about like the truckers, right? And how they're evil and how they're selfish, and that how they're all criminals. And, you know, there's like there was so much like hate in her heart. There's so much hate in the things she was saying. And I was like, man, and I told her, like, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but I'm like kind of curious, you know, how come you feel so strongly about this? Like, do you have a family member that's in the trucking industry? Have you worked as a trucker? Like, do you know something about their job that, you know, regular people like myself don't know about? Like, I'm uneducated on the topic, right? So I would like to learn more from like someone's perspective. And when I talked to her, there was no rational thought or thinking. It was just hate, and she was just like spewing hate, and I'm like, jeez. And she gave me like an ear beating, and I was just standing there like, oh man, this isn't a conversation, right? I'm just she's just like she just found someone that would be willing to listen, and she just wanted to get everything off of her chest, right? And I was hopeful, you know, to have like a back and forth, you know, like, oh, how come you think this, or how come you think that, or what do you know about this? But there was none of that. And I find it more and more nowadays very difficult to find people to talk to, or people that are more open to various subjects. But maybe I'm just talking to the wrong people, I guess. I don't know. Music is good on your end? All right, cool. I got some I don't even know what's playing. I got something going. It's like some type of epic, elegant adventure classical song, but we'll go with it. Yep, those folks are too far gone. I laugh at people like that. Yeah, it's it's tough, right? Because Like, I'm not saying my perspective or point of view is right. Like, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I am always open to changing my mind. And I don't like this idea that, especially like in politics, if you are if you lean one direction, left wing or right wing, it's almost as if you have to subscribe to that team's ideas. And if you change your mind and sort of shift in the other direction, you become a flip-flopper and you become labeled as a person who isn't true to their word, right? And I'm like, is that a good thing? Like, shouldn't it be a good thing for people to change their mind on subjects? Like, shouldn't it be mandatory that if you learn something new or you find some piece of information that's enlightening that will change your mind on a specific issue, isn't that a good thing? Because you've improved, you've gained perspective, you've gained wisdom and knowledge, and now you have a more informed opinion on a certain topic. So maybe it's going to change the way you view something. And that's something that I've been really hard on myself to try to not get married to my ideas and beliefs, because it's very easy to do that. You're like, most human beings, like, we're arrogant, right? If you think something, you're like, oh yeah, like, I know this, so I'm right, and everyone else who disagrees with me is wrong. But it's like that type of mentality. I don't think it's good for you. So I try really hard to be open to concepts where I think, even though I may think a person is completely out of line or wrong, but maybe if I give them a chance to explain themselves more, maybe I'll learn something, right? And I think that's what's great about conversation. I think that's what we need. That's what we need more of. But unfortunately, I don't know what it's like over there in the U.S. for you guys, but over here in Canada, everything is in absolutes. It's either you have to do this or you don't. There's no middle ground, and there's no channels to have these objective, open conversations for discourse and talk about these type of ideas. But who knows? Agreed. I just consider myself independent. I like that. See, the thing is, like, if we're talking about like beliefs, the one thing that I don't believe in is teams. Like, I hate this idea that you have to subscribe to the ideas of a certain team, and then once you pick your team, you're stuck to those things no matter what. And it's terrible because, I have friends and family members and coworkers that are team Apple, for example, or team Android, and they'll never switch, and they're always stuck on like one way. Like, even for me, like, what's my phone? I have an Android, right? I have an Android. For me, it works for me. I don't know, it's a little bit cheaper than an iPhone. I'm kind of used to the UI. But if an Apple phone comes out that makes this phone obsolete in every single way, like, I'm open to switching. Like, I'll switch. Like, sure, why not? And also vice versa. If I have an Apple phone and then all of a sudden, like, some amazing Android phone that comes out that would improve my life, I'm open to switch. But it's like this idea where you're red or you're blue, you're Apple or you're Android, you're Xbox or your PlayStation, right? It's your Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Like name the thing, name the team, name the argument. I don't like that type of. I don't subscribe to that way of thinking or thought, because I don't think it's good, right? I don't think it's I don't think it's a good way to base your views on, by being lumped into these buckets, right? If that makes any sense. So I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority with this type of stuff, but I like what you said, where you consider yourself independent. That's kind of good, because then the only ideas that you subscribe to are ones that you can choose, and it sounds like you're open to whatever outcome it may be, or whatever discussion or points that are brought up. And I think that's good. Like, there's what's that one saying in politics? It drives me crazy. It's about colors. It's red. no, red till I'm dead, blue no matter who. Like that saying is that saying gets me, man. You know when people say that, they go blue no matter who or red till I'm dead. I'm like, oh man, really? Really? No matter what? What if one year your party has like the worst candidate possible, like just horrible, and the other party might have like an amazing candidate, right? I don't know, like wouldn't you want to reconsider maybe? But this idea that where your mind is made up and you can't differentiate from the path that you've chosen, for whatever reason, I don't think that's good, but who knows? That's just my opinion. Yeah, all of that is corny as hell. I don't know. I just find it kind of funny, all right? And it's interesting because, like, I have voted left and I have voted right. Like, I have voted for all different kinds of parties, and it's never because of like because I subscribe to a certain color and I have to pick that color forever. It's always like, you know, based on the economy now, based on my point in life now, based on my situation, you know, your views will change. Like when I was 20 and I had no mortgage, I barely had a job, I had like no responsibilities, I didn't have a car, you know, like the things that I believed in and my responsibilities as a young adult were so different than now. Like now, like I have mortgage, I have taxes, I have a child, I have bills and property like there's all these things that I have. So, you know, I think maybe it's a good thing to change your point of view or change the path that you believe in, right? Because I think it always depends, right, on your situation. I don't know why. Like, why can't you ever talk about that? You know, like how come politicians can never like just say they're wrong or be like, you know, hey, this is how it is. I messed up. Let's change your mind. Let's try this or let's try that but I don't think they can. It's like it's almost as if they're stuck. You know, it's like they're stuck and they refuse to make any other different choices. But who knows? Not to get too political. I'm someone that's not very educated when it comes to politics. So don't listen to me when it comes to politics. But I really like to talk about it because it's something that it interests me. I feel like it's good discussion when you find someone very smart to talk to, or not very smart. What's a better word? Very reasonable to talk to. Because that's when I feel like I learned the most stuff. I should have like I should find someone that's into politics and like have my podcast or something. Maybe they can teach me a few things. Because I have no idea how the system works. Like, you know, people always talk about, oh, there's like the Senate and the House of Commons, and then you have to pass a bill, and then I don't know, man. Most definitely. I was hardcore left early in college, but then I grew out of it. Now I'm just myself. You know what? That's how I was. Like when I was early 20s, like college, university, I was pretty left. Like I was as left as you come. And then as I got older, I just became more center, I guess. Center leaning, if that's a thing. I'm somewhere in the middle, you know. But I like that though. Now I'm just myself. That's a good way to put it, you know. Because people are unique, you know. We should be ourselves, right? But unfortunately, it's for whatever reason you can't do that. But so we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens in the future. I am optimistic though. You know, I am always an optimist, right? Even with like the COVID stuff and the pandemic and the economy, like I am always optimistic that things will get better. I used to be a pessimist, but when I was younger, I noticed that my pessimism, it made me very resentful. You know, I was very resentful that other people were more successful. I was very resentful that the government had more money, or people got government jobs, or how come I wasn't getting my share? Like that pessimistic outlook on life, it becomes toxic. And I quickly kind of fixed that. And I became almost to the point where I consider myself like an irrational optimist, where almost to a fault, I always feel like things are always going to get better, you know, even though I might not have any reason to believe in it happening. But I don't know. I always believe in people, right? I always believe in innovation. And I honestly think that things will always just get better in time. But I don't know, maybe that's just a flaw in my mindset, but it's something that has definitely made me more of a positive person. I would have to say, because now, whenever something like bad happens to me, for example, right, I don't immediately turn to like that pessimistic outlook on life where you get that victim mentality where you say, why me, right? And I feel like a lot of people in society have that. And this is just like a random thought that I've been thinking about lately, where you know when something bad happens to you, however slight it may be, it could be like someone cuts you off, so you miss the green light, and then it causes you to be late for work, right? And it's very easy to say, why me, right? Why me? This is not fair. Like, I'm a victim. This is bullshit. Like, this doesn't happen to anyone else. But in reality, we all go through the same problems, right? We all have the same quote unquote bad luck, right? And it's never only about you. Like, we all go through these type of struggles and issues. And you know, when I think about that more, it really gives me perspective, right? It really helps me. And this is something that I guess you could relate it back to like mental health too, right? It's put me in a state of mind where I'm a lot more calm in my mind, and I'm a lot more relaxed to the point where I can make better and more rational decisions. What is that? Sorry, I can't say your name. Bodri Canavan? What's up? Oh, John, what's going on, dude? Mr. Broccoli. I always blame all of my problems on everyone else. Life is too short to think anything is your fault. Life is too short, bro. Life is too short. I think about life being too short all the time. All the time. You know, I wish I did more with my life in my 20s. That's something that I definitely regret. And even my early 30s. Like, the first couple of years of my 30s were just a marathon of like movies and video games and sports and basketball. Like, it was, man, so much wasted time. But I think it's important to not to dwell on that, but to learn from that, right? And take advantage of today, take advantage of the moment, and do something with my time and do something with my life. Like just like this stream, like even with the title, like no excuses, right? No excuses. Today I had a most messed up, crazy, hectic day. The outside, it's like snow everywhere. There's car accidents everywhere. There's cars in the ditch. People are getting towed. I had to like go drive across the city to look at a house, make it back, shovel this. Like, there's just so much shit going on. And I could have easily just blown this off. You know, I didn't have time to prepare. I haven't even had lunch. Like, what time is it right now? It is 2:15. So again, no breakfast, like no lunch. I had like a coffee and a quick snack, and I had all the excuses available to me in the world to kind of blow off my responsibilities and blow off the goals that I had planned for today, that I had planned for a Saturday, and which is the stream, right? So sorry, I need some water. I feel you on the 20s being wasted, but it's not right. But why focus on one thing you can't do anything about when there are a million things you can do? Yeah, exactly, right? It's like if we spent all of our time just thinking about our mistakes that we made in our 20s, like how are you gonna ever move forward? How are you ever gonna progress in life and move on from your current situation if you're always stuck in the past? And it's easy to dwell on the past, And one of the things that I always dwell on, that I'm pretty sure everyone in the world has said this at one point or another, where they wish they did this a couple of years ago because it would have made them rich now. And it would be like an opportunity came up where they got complacent, or they started procrastinating and they let that opportunity pass them by, and then it could have turned into untold riches now. Like everyone has like a Bitcoin story, right? Everyone has a crypto story where, oh, my friend was telling me to buy Bitcoin and it was like at $3 and everyone did it except for me. And if I only did it and put $100, I'd be like a Bitcoin millionaire. Like everyone has that story, right? But I feel like those stories are always bad ones because you're always stuck in the past of things you could have done. And that could have is something you can't do anything about it. It's almost as if it's like a waste of time. Sure, it's good to learn from a missed opportunity or learn from something that you could have done better, but to just get stuck and just dwell on that, I try to get that out of my mind. But I definitely have a Bitcoin story as well, just like everyone else, But it's hard. It's hard. So, yeah, exactly. Shit happens. No excuses. You know what I feel like? I feel like the whole no excuses mentality, it's almost like a skill. Like you can build it up over time. Like, sorry, I keep coughing. Like I know people at my work that whenever they face any type of adversity in their life, they just fall apart and crumble. It's like, it's almost as if they can't handle anything bad happening to them. But if you're someone that can embrace those moments of misfortune and poor luck or whatever you want to call it, I feel like you can build that mental fortitude and have a mentality of no excuses and push through, right? And figure out a way, like find a solution to your problem or whatever it is, right? And I try to remind myself that a lot, especially with like this whole YouTube content creation thing that I'm doing, because man, there's always so many struggles, and there's always like so many doubts in my mind about like, should I create a video about this? What if I give my opinion on this subject and people are going to disagree with me and people are going to hate it? Like there's always like this stupid what if thought in the back of my mind that I have to fight every day on a daily basis. And I guess that kind of keeps me human. I'm sure that we all have these type of problems, but I don't know. It's just part of life, I guess. For real, I relate to your current situation. So much shit going on, but I tell myself daily to not give a fuck. Just get things done. Yeah, man. Because it's so much easier, like shifting the blame or complaining about something not going wrong. It's so much easier to deflect off of yourself than it is to internalize that and figure out ways that you can get over that hurdle or ways that you can fix it yourself. And it's like an easier decision to do that, right? What do you call it? The path of least resistance. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to eat and sleep good. Hey, that's life, man. That's life. Especially sleep. I've been trying to eat a lot better recently too. I got really deep into the fasting again recently. Like I fast basically every day still, or have been for years, like practicing like intermittent fasting protocols. but especially these past couple of months, after Christmas, I kind of like really got back into it, where I've been really watching my diet and food consumption. Mostly, I think because I went ham during the holidays. Like I'm sure like everyone does, right? You have Christmas dinners and you have New Year's parties, and my brother's birthday is on Christmas Eve, so like there's a lot of stuff going on in the holidays, right? And I always feel like January is like that New Year's resolution type of month where everyone is trying to watch their weight, and everyone is trying new things. They want to try a new diet or join some new fad or go to the gym or whatever it is, right? But because I already do those things on a regular basis, all I had to do was kind of step it up a notch. And I've really been putting in like a significant amount of effort in getting a full 7 to 8 hours sleep at night. Because before I used to only sleep like 5 or 6, but like recently, I've turned off my alarm clock, and I've allowed myself to maybe try to sleep in an extra hour, get that 7 hours, or get to that 8 hours, and like limit the amount of food that I'm consuming on a daily basis. And I think it was yesterday, I weighed in at 169. So I went back into the 160s, and usually 165 is like the weight where I feel the most healthy and energetic. It's like the weight for my body type or size or height or whatever, where I feel good. And far too often I kind of find myself letting it slip into the 170s, 175, and I've really been trying to pull it back this year, and I've had great results. I've had really good results, which is not always easy, right? It's not always easy to do, because it's very easy to say, I want to be more healthy, I want to eat clean, I want to exercise. Like these are very simple things to say, but they're extremely difficult things to do, right? Because when you have like that bag of chips on the kitchen table that's open, and you see it, and you just want to like grab a handful and eat a bowl and eat half the bag, like it's so easy, to fall into those temptations, especially with food, man. Food is tough. Food's a tough one. I guess the best thing you can do is just don't buy the chips. Just, what is this? This song is lyrics. Just don't buy the chips, bro. But it's just like, when it's open and it's there and you see it, it's like, it's so hard to resist. It's almost as if your willpower, it just it just gets destroyed, you just can't help it. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just like a glutton. I eat too much. It's a problem. And I used to always justify it as bulking. Oh, it's winter bulking, bro. It's a season for bulking. It's like usually what I do in the winter, right? But it's not like proper bulking. It's like dirty bulking. You're just eating sugar all the time. Oh, it's so bad. But yeah, man, eat good, sleep good. That's huge. That's huge. It's like, and it's funny because we all know that, right? Like if you ask any reasonable human being on this planet, like if they think sleeping enough and eating clean is good, of course they're gonna agree with you. Of course they're gonna say you're right. Like no sane person in this world would disagree with that. But doing it, on the other hand, man, it's tough. It's so tough. So forever battle, right? Hey, Batiste, have a good day, bro. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by and chatting. Always love talking to you, dude. Go France. Go France. Have a good one. What else? What were we talking about? Everything. Yeah, Batiste is one of the OGs. One of the OGs. I remember when I first started doing these streams. It was like it was like one of the most awkward things I've ever done. I'm just like sitting here and then I'm like looking at the chat and there's like no one there and I'm like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. Especially those moments of silence where you think you're hungry. It's a battle for real. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hunger. Do you... Wait, hold on. Do you like Lego? Lego, like the toys? Bro, I love Lego. Hell yeah, go France and go Canada. Yeah, what about USA, bro? What about the US? OMG, you're Canadian? Yep, I'm Canadian. Live in Toronto. Are you Canadian? Bo... I'm gonna just call you Bo. Beaudry? Beaudry. Yeah, I've lived in Canada for how long? Since I was... Since... What's senior kindergarten? How old are you in grade 1? Whatever the age is before grade 1, that's how long I've been in Canada. Basically. Bo is good. There we go. What's going on, Bo? Where you at? We got to get more Canadians up in here. That maple syrup, you know. I always wonder, like, probably Red, you would probably be the only one that would recognize this, but like, whenever you speak to like someone that's Canadian, do they really say A? Like, is that like really a thing? I always wonder that. Because I always hear like those stereotypes about like Canadians always say, hey, what's that about A? And they always pronunciate this like weird saying that we have. And I feel like it's more of like a Western Canada thing. But I wouldn't know because I don't know. Like if I say it, I don't even know if I'm saying it. But I have a couple American friends that I game with or that I used to game with that live in California. And then whenever we would talk on Discord, or back in those days, it was Ventrilo. We would be just, I don't know, just be talking about something in game. And then I guess I would say the word A and they'd all start laughing, right? And they'd always be like, oh, what's that about, A? I was like, do Canadians really sound like that? Is that what we sound like? I don't know, maybe I'm just ignorant, but I sound like, I find it kind of funny. What's that about, A? Who knows? But yeah, before Canada, I hear I hear most of y'all say about like a boot, a boat, a boot. What's that, a boot? Dude, that's funny shit, man. About a boot, eh? What's that, a boot? Yeah, it's another thing that my one of my friends would talk about. They would say about like a boot and toque. You say the word toque a lot for whatever reason. I don't know, but it just makes me laugh. Oh man. It's so funny. But I think that's like people out in Western Canada, they're the ones that have that really, really thick Canadian accent. But over here in Toronto, it's almost as if it's very different than the States. Like, you know, when you're in the States, there's a lot of like national pride. There's lots of pride about being American. You know, like you live in America, like you hear a lot of people say, God bless America, and you're thankful and proud to be American. And a lot of people have like the American flag on their house or their lawn. And this like type of patriotism that Americans have, it's sort of like it's almost non-existent here in Canada, because Canada is more like I'm from China, or I'm from India, or I'm from Greece, or from Italy. It's more like representation of countries where you came from, and it's less of this national pride of being Canadian, or at least that's what it's kind of like in Toronto. In Toronto, it's more about everyone else's culture and everyone else's country and where they came from, and it's I don't know. It's good and bad. It's, you know, pros and cons with anything. But sometimes, like, it's nice. I like that. You know, you learn about other countries and cultures and stuff. But also, like, whenever I go to the U.S., you know, I like it that Americans, like, they have like national pride. You know, like they're proud of their country. You know, you guys are proud of where you come from. You're proud of where you live. And I feel like, I don't know. Maybe we could learn a little bit from that. I don't know if that's a thing. We got hell accents in the U.S., especially in the South. Oh, yeah, New England. That's like Boston, right? Like that Massachusetts, Boston accent. I've heard that. Here in Kelly, you have the generic accent you usually hear. Yeah, the southern U.S. You guys have like that. What would you call it? Is it Louisiana? What's a state that have like that like the swamp? Is it the swamp? It's like I've seen those shows before where there's like those dudes that catch what do you call those small little lobsters? Crawfish or something? I don't know. I'm not sure what they're called. Hey, Forrest! Can't stay just saying hi. Hey, it's all good. Have a great weekend, Forrest. Thanks for stopping by. No worries, no worries. Always love the support. Always love it when you stop by and say hello. In NS, Nova Scotia, there's like no accident like that. It's just A. A. And I find accents funny. The Boston one is hilarious. The I guess you call it New England, like the how does the Boston accent go? The O's are like A's. It's like I can't even say it. But I drove to Boston once, and we were at like it was like a Boston seafood restaurant or some type of clam chowder restaurant, and like the accent of the waiter was so funny. I was trying not to laugh because you don't want to be like disrespectful, right? But I was like, man, this dude had like the thickest Boston accent I've ever heard. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's like all of his O's sounded like A's or something. I love all that stuff. You know, I love learning about accents and cultures and parts of the world. Like I find it so interesting. It's so cool, you know, to learn about you know, other people and their ways of life and stuff like that. It's awesome. Yeah, but the accents are a good one. Like like even my dad. Like my dad, for the longest time, he had a super thick Austrian accent. So he had that like Arnold Schwarzenegger vibe going on, and he used to talk like that for the longest time, and it took him like, I don't know if it was intentional, but it took him forever to kind of like lose it. I guess it falls off over time, right? If you aren't in a native country, but if you stay there like for the rest of your life, I'm sure that the accents from your native language will eventually fall off. But yeah, I used to love my dad's Austrian accent. It's awesome because it just reminds me of the Terminator, you know. I was in Sobeys one day. Oh, Sobeys, the grocery store, the green grocery store. Oh man, I haven't been to a Sobeys in forever. And I think the manager was Scottish. Oh, that's cool. I don't think have I ever met anyone that's Scottish. Scottish people have pretty thick accents, right? Or is that Irish? Is it Scottish? Or am I confusing the two? Maybe they're like the same. Have I met anyone that's Scottish? I don't think I know anyone that's Scottish. Come to think of it. I've met like some Irish people before. Dudes are like mad drinkers, you know. You familiar with Tom Green? Yeah. Oh, the comedian? Tom Green. What happened to that guy? Haven't heard anything about Tom Green in like forever. I used to watch a lot of Tom Green when I was younger. Dude is super funny. Tom Green. Oh, guy's 50. Canadian comedian and actor. Known for shock comedy. Wow. From Pembroke, Ontario? Where is that? Pembroke. I don't even know where that is. Sorry, I'm just Googling Tom Green for jokes. Pembroke, Ontario. Because I'm in Ontario. Whoa, he grew up in like super far off. It's wild. Tom Green. Was it a TV show that he had? I used to watch something. Or was it a movie? I honestly can't remember. It's been too long. But I remember he used to like he used to rap sometimes, right? So funny. For the longest, I didn't know Jim Carrey was Canadian. Yo, Jim Carrey, The Mask. What else? The Mask, Ace Ventura. Yo, Jim Carrey's awesome. Yeah, Jim Carrey's guy's from Newmarket. It's like close, not too far from where I live. Dang, dude, Jim Carrey is 60. Born 1962. Wow. Yeah, I used to love Jim Carrey movies. This guy's so funny. What else was there? There's a Cable Guy. Wasn't he in a Batman? Wasn't he like the Riddler in one of the Batmans? Oh yeah, Dumb and Dumber. Oh, Dumb and Dumber. That's jokes. Truman Show. The Grinch That Stole Christmas. Bruce Almighty. Wow, that's so funny. Have you watched The Last One Laughing? No, The Last One Laughing on Prime? What's that? The Last One Laughing. Oh, what is this? Is this a new show? Um, 10 Canadian comedians compete to make each other laugh while not laughing themselves. That already sounds funny. The comedian who doesn't break a smile wins $100,000 for the charity of their choice. Oh, that's jokes. Oh, I see. There's a picture and Tom Green's right there in the middle. Who else is on there? Oh, there's that guy, that YouTuber. What's his name? John something. Oh, that what was that guy's name? He was a YouTuber. And he wore like this red like really tacky looking flamingo shirt with blue pants and like old sunglasses. And he did all these like crazy skits. John something. Oh. Yeah, there's a YouTuber on that show. I can't remember what his name is, but he's super funny. I used to watch all his videos like 10 years ago. Nardwar? Oh, that's that that's a dude with the glasses, right? Doesn't that guy wear glasses and a hat? What is this dude's name? Oh, here I found. I don't know how do you pronounce this. Jonathan Lajoie, Lajoie, Lajoie. I think so. He's from Quebec. That dude's super funny. Yo, this guy's videos would not survive in cancel culture. He had those like, what were the? He had like those rap songs like "Guns Kill People," or like E equals MC Vagina or something. Oh my gosh, this guy's wild. He must have like millions of subscribers because his channel was so big like 10, 15 years ago. John Lajoie. Lajoie. 1.5 million subscribers. Yeah, this guy. This guy's hilarious. Oh, he still posts. Last video 7 months ago. Oh, this was a video. Show me your genitals. 78 million views 13 years ago. Oh my gosh. Everyday normal guy 14 years ago. 58 million views. I kill people. 44 million views. Oh my gosh. I guess this dude went from like YouTube comedy to doing Canadian TV shows now. Yeah, television. The last one laughing Canada role himself. Looks like a funny show. It's one thing I miss is man, I've had like no time recently to catch up on like any Netflix TV shows or movies or anything. I was super behind on the whole Marvel universe stuff because there was like Spider-Man came out and everyone was saying like how amazing the new Spider-Man is. But then I realized that I didn't watch Black Widow or the Eternals, was it? Or like there's a bunch that came out before it that I haven't even caught up with. So I'm like so behind on everything. But in terms of like importance, like for me, you know, catching up on movies and Netflix shows is something that it can always wait until later, right? And I already have other things, other responsibilities that I need to take care of. So so yeah, busy times. Another question, what does AMA stand for? Oh, ask me anything. Yeah, it was like when I first did my original stream, like the very, very first one, I had no idea what to call it. So I just put ask me anything number 1. And I thought that I would stream maybe twice or maybe 3 times. Like I had no intention of doing this on a regular basis. I was only planning on doing maybe 1 or 2 Ask Me Anything streams just to give you guys a way to, I don't know, maybe like talk to me in real time, and maybe if you wanted to converse about something and not have it in just a YouTube comment section. So I figured, let's just try it. Let's just do it. It's something that made me very uncomfortable. Streaming is something that's very difficult, because this is in a live setting, and I can't edit out these mistakes, or whenever I cough or say something stupid, it's out there. It's out there in the world, and I can't take it back. So it's always very troublesome whenever I do a stream, because it makes me very nervous and it makes me very uncomfortable. But those are feelings that I desire, and those are things that I think are good to go after, because discomfort is good. It's I see it as a form of a challenge for myself, where I can learn and grow from it. And over time, I was like, man, I like this streaming stuff. It's fun. It's like a huge challenge for me. And then eventually it just became AMA number 2 and 5, and now we're on AMA 21, right? So I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it going. I was thinking also, I was mentioning this earlier, but I was thinking about maybe streaming more often, because right now I only do 2 a month, right? And so that works out to about 1 every 2 weeks, sometimes 1 every 3 weeks. And I sort of wanted to, I wanted to kind of do it more frequently to get more comfortable and get more in a groove. Now, I know that, YouTube as a platform is more about like videos, right? And whenever you think about streamers, you usually think about Twitch, right? Twitch is like the big streaming website. But as a YouTube partner, I've seen a lot of things, or a lot of, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. There's a lot of functionality that YouTube has been investing into their streaming capabilities as a platform. So I'm very bullish on YouTube, whereas Twitch is, it's kind of, Twitch is very weird. It's very different. It's a very different platform than YouTube is. And even though Twitch is like the number 1 streaming platform right now in terms of like popularity and where all the creators are, I feel like in the long term, because of the way that YouTube is constantly innovating and constantly improving the features that they have for their creators, I feel like YouTube is a good place to stream, or it's a good place to stream in the future. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep it going. Let's just keep doing it. And I'm thinking, hopefully, if I can kind of figure this out and work out my schedule and make some time for this, I would love to do it every Saturday. Maybe just like an hour or so, because before I was doing like 2 hours. Sometimes it goes like 2.5 hours. But I was thinking maybe just do it for an hour, right, every Saturday, because like people don't have 3 hours to spend on a stream, on a Saturday, or do they? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I was thinking it was something that I could start pursuing this year if I could figure out the time, and if I could sort of make the schedule work. It's hard because like I'm so ambitious. I have so many plans and goals, and there's so many things that I want to do, that I don't want to spread myself too thin. Like I still want to like focus on my main channel, right? But we'll see what happens in the future. Okay, this song is getting crazy. Somebody who I lived with for about 8 years passed away due to cancer. Oh man, sorry to hear that, dude. Shit. Passed away due to cancer this morning. Oh wow. What is your advice for coping? Um, Dang, that's tough. 8 years? Oh, they lived with cancer for 8 years, so they were battling with it. Man, they passed away this morning. That's tough. Yeah, that's hard. It's I'm sure everyone knows someone or has a family member who has succumbed to cancer, and it's very difficult. Like the first for me was one of my uncles had it, and then even like my grandpa had cancer, and he survived, and he kind of lived with it. And my wife's mom had cancer, and she passed away from it, and it was it's very hard. It's very difficult, especially when, like, if they're a lot older, like I kind of get it. Like, it's kind of part of life. You're more, I guess, susceptible to get it, or more likely to get it. But it's really, really difficult when that person is a lot younger, and they had so much more life to live. That's a part that always gets me, affects me the most. But what I've noticed, and not just cancer, like even whenever you lose a loved one, like when I lost like my grandma and my grandpa, like I don't have, none of my grandparents are alive anymore, right? And that initial grief that you feel, it's so strong, and it's so unbearable because it's so recent, right? And you have those open wounds, and it's very difficult to cope with, right? And this is no way, and in no way am I trying to diminish what happened, right, to the person that you lived with, right? This is not an attempt to diminish that. But whenever you do go through stages of grief, and you try to cope with it, in my experience, it always gets better in time, right? It always gets better in time. And the best thing you can do in the moment, is remember that person for all the good moments you had, or all the positive memories you had with them, and cherish the times that you had with them, because those were the recent memories. Like if they passed away this morning, right, then you saw them this year and last year, and you probably spent time with them. And this moment right now is the most recent time where you'll be able to remember them, what they were like when they're alive. And I think it's important to hold on to that, right? And I don't think you can ever shut out grief, right? I don't think you can ever just shut it away. And if people say don't think about it, like, I don't think that's the right thing to do, right? It's a big part of life, and I feel like you have to accept it. And it's hard. It's never going to be easy. It's even when like a pet passes away, like when my dog ran away when we moved, like I was like devastated. It was like the first dog I ever had, and I loved my dog like a brother, like a family member. They're part of your family, right? And like it crushed me. I cried, right? I was so sad, and I couldn't sleep, and I didn't want to eat, and it's tough, but just it will get better in time, though. Like it will. Time heals. I don't know what the saying is, heals all wounds. I don't know if that's true, but do your best, to remember that person for who they were and what they meant to you, and hopefully things will work out, right? So, but yeah, condolences. That's sad. It's always tough. Cancer is always a bad one, because it always takes people too soon, or it takes people that you feel like seems so unfair, right? It seems so unfair that how can you have a cell in your body that goes through some type of mutation and then it takes their life, right? I hate that type of stuff. But yeah, condolences. I wish I had better advice, but unfortunately I don't. That's just like what my past experience is. That's the only thing I can think of. Mm-mm. Hey, Mohammed Osama Ahmed. What's up, dude? How you doing? Thanks for coming by. Um, what do you think about religions and hereafter? Oh, man. We're getting into all the deep questions now, like the super spiritual, meaningful, questions. That's probably like that's a question you would like need a whole video to describe or something. I don't know. What do I think about religions? Here and after, do you mean like, I'm assuming you mean afterlife? Like, what do you think about religion and death? To be perfectly honest, I don't know. Because like I'm someone that I believe that like anything is possible, right? I don't disbelieve, right, in certain things. But at the same time, religion's a tough one, because like for me and my family, like usually your religion is kind of like it's passed down in your family. You get it from your parents, and your family and all that stuff. But like for me, it's like I never had like one core religion. Like some people in my family are Buddhist, some people are Christian and Catholic, like all over the place. But I do think that this idea of like an afterlife or a heaven, I see it as an idea that's very comforting, because it's something that we can look forward to, after our life and death. And I think if you're someone where your faith is very strong and you believe in that, and if it makes you feel good and it gives you positive vibes and it helps you live your life, and I feel like that's amazing. That's like a great thing to have, because it can help you, right? So, oh, Red had a note. Yeah, bro. Hey, Red, thanks for stopping by, man. It's always great talking to you. Have a good weekend, dude. And hopefully see you in the next stream. But yeah, the afterlife stuff is it's tough, right? Because like everyone wishes, like everyone wants to know, like the what if is like the most appealing thing. Like what if? Like what happens after? Like none of us ever know, right? I'm not the best person to talk to when it comes to religion. Because to be perfectly honest, I don't really have many beliefs, really. I guess if I had to pick like a designation, I guess I would be agnostic. I guess like I believe that anything is possible, but I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I don't know the answers to any of this stuff, but I do respect the faith that other people have for their religions, right? I find that that's cool, because you have like a community, especially with people that can get together. And even when I was younger, I went to Catholic church, or a Catholic church. I went to a Catholic school, and then when we would have like church, it's like, oh, you have a day on Sunday where everyone in your community that's like Catholic or whatever, you go to church and you have this like meeting where everyone can be a good human being, and everyone behaves well and everyone is nice to each other. And it's like that type of thing to have in your community. It's great. It's good. It's nice to have like an environment where, people can be friendly and everyone can be nice, right? Because so often if you go somewhere else, if you go to like like a grocery store or something, like people are always like at each other's throats, right, and hating each other. It sucks. I'm born a Muslim, and there was a time. Huh? I'm born a Muslim, and there was a time you can say I don't know much stuff about my own religion. That you so you could say that you don't know much stuff about your own religion? How does that work? Yeah, I don't know how that works. Man, why do I keep coughing? Hold on. Yeah, so I'm assuming then if you're born a Muslim, so then your parents are Muslims, right? And they kind of like brought you up in the religion, I guess? Oh, I see that the more you learn, the things get clearer and clearer. Oh, yeah, that's true. like when I was like when I was young, and my parents had me go to like Catholic school, like I would go to church and learn all this stuff. But it was a different situation from you. I'm assuming like both of your parents are Muslims, so you guys all practice together, and I'm assuming you go to the mosque and they kind of teach you about the religion and all that type of stuff. Whereas for me, it was sort of like, do this religion so you can go to this school, but we don't really practice it. And I was like, oh, so do I have to follow this? Do I have to believe in this? It was very like a weird situation for me. Because it wasn't a big part of my childhood growing up, if that makes any sense. I don't know. As you can see, this is a topic that I'm not very knowledgeable at. I've thought about religion a lot, but it's like I always end up with more questions rather than answers. Like I'm always searching for answers and truths, and I'm always trying to figure out stuff. And the more I think about religion, I always end up with more questions that I started with. But yeah, if you're thinking about the afterlife thing, I don't know, man. It's I guess we'll all find out one day, right? If there is one, or what it's like, or where you go, or what happens, but who knows? He got it earlier this year. It was lung and liver cancer. Oh man, that's horrible. Cause like liver, that's like whenever your vital organs get cancer, it's always super bad, right? Because then it becomes terminal. There was no way to save him, so it was only a matter of time until he passed, and he was around 50 years old. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, see, when you're 50, it's difficult because you probably had like another 25 good years, right? 25, 30 good years. Like what's the average life expectancy for people in North America? Like 80, 75, 80? So it's tough because they probably had another good 25 years, right? It's hard, especially something like that, lung and liver, man. It's almost like there's no way to come back from that, right? Because it's not like you can like remove those organs or something. So like cancer sucks, man. It's the worst. It sucks. It's like, so it's just, if there's anything that's unfair in life, it's that. That's unfair. But sorry to hear that, dude. I wish you all the best. Stay positive, keep your head up, and just hopefully it will it will get better. It's going to be difficult. At least he retired that last year. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. So he retired. Wait, so did he retire because of the cancer, or did he retire and then he got it after? Because that's another thing that sucks, you know, like you work so long in life, you work so hard and for so long, and you work towards a better life, a better future, and hopefully, you know, reach a level financially where when you can retire, you know, and do the things you want to do, and something like cancer comes along and takes that opportunity away, and that's so unfair, right? That's tough. Dang. The worst is when like kids get it too. That's super hard to deal with. Like whenever I see kids, you know, get that type of stuff, but man, that's just like heartbreaking, you know. That's like a scenario where that person hasn't even had a chance, you know, to become a grown-up, to become an adult, to see the world, right? Like imagine getting that opportunity taken away from you. Dang. Yeah, I wish I had some better advice. Oh, talking to your family members is good. That's definitely a good thing too, you know. Share stories, you know, talk about memories, good memories you had of that person. Maybe you have a story or memory that someone forgot, but it's still dormant in the back of their mind, and maybe you bringing it up could ignite that memory in their mind, and it will give them, you know, a good feeling in their heart. You know, that was something that's good too, you know, like talk about it with people that you love, right? Remember that person. I think that's definitely beneficial. Retired, then he got it. Oh man, dang. Well, at least he retired for a year. Hopefully, he got to do a bunch of fun stuff. Hopefully, that'd be cool. Man, retire at 50. That's young. That's pretty good. Because what is that dream that people always have? They call it Freedom 55 or something, where it's like the dream is to always retire by 55 because you get this jump start on your retirement, whereas normally the standard age for retirement is 65, I think. Right now in Canada it's 65. I think it's going to change to 67. But if you were someone that retired at 55, you were considered someone that's extremely lucky and extremely fortunate. So man, retiring at 50 was pretty good. Uh-oh. Someone's crying. Yikes. How long are we going? Oh, it's past 3 o'clock. I'm probably going to end this stream shortly. Just be a hour and a half short-ish stream today. I'm super hungry. Still haven't ate anything today. I gotta have some lunch. So if you guys have any more questions, let me know before I go. And if not, then let me see. What's the next stream? Next weekend, I'm super busy. February 26th. Hopefully, I'll be moving then. But it looks like March 5th. So yeah, for anyone watching this, hopefully I'll try to stream. If you want to catch me in the next stream, it'll be Saturday, March 5th, around noon Eastern Standard Time. And maybe I'll be able to bang out a stream every single Saturday in March. So that'll be a low-key stream goals for next month, is to see if I can bang out 4 streams every Saturday around noon. So yeah, I think that's it. Bo, Mohammed, Red. Who else came by? Batiste was here. John came by. David from Spain, and Forrest, of course. It's always great talking to you guys. Off note, what's your favorite color? Gray, I think. Is it? Light gray? I think my favorite color is like light gray, or I don't know why. I'm super boring. Like light gray is probably my favorite color. But yeah, you guys have a good weekend. Mohammed, Bo, thanks again for stopping and chat. Come by in the next stream. Hopefully Saturday, March 5th, around the same time, a little bit earlier. Love to talk to you guys and keep this thing going. So have a good weekend. Stay safe and all the best. Peace, peace, peace. Bye.